Big news, AFTV are coming to Ghana. We are coming to Ghana in Africa between the 6th and 12th of February, and we're going to be meeting Ghanaian Arsenal fans and doing a watch party around the West Ham versus Arsenal football game. You do not want to miss this, so Ghana, get ready. We are coming. AFTV.
Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with fans who be linked with January transfer move to Arsenal. Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players who be linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Starting off with some news about Takehiro Tomiyasu, of course, away with Japan at the moment at the Asian Cup. I actually watched him play last week, and they had that shock defeat against Iraq, Japan, but they did get a big win yesterday, beating Indonesia by 3-1. So they progress in the tournament. From a selfish point of view, we'd like them to come back, but they progress in the tournament. I think they could get South Korea in the next round, which that'd be a really tough game. But what it does mean is that we're not going to be seeing Takehiro Tomiyasu until at least February here at Arsenal. So does that change the thinking for the Arsenal hierarchy with transfers that they're doing that with regards to bringing in a fullback or not? The good thing about it is that he started the game. The game that I watched him play, he only came on at half time, but he actually started this game. So that was good, and came off after about 62, 65 minutes. So again, good news on Tomiyasu. At least he's getting his full fitness back, and he's going to be a really important player for Arsenal come the end of this season. It was also interesting to see yesterday, and we're talking about transfers and transfer windows and how much money we've got available to spend, and certainly we've seen already that this has been a very quiet transfer window. And I was looking at the Deloitte Money League that they released yesterday, and basically these are the teams that have made the most income over a season. Basically the richest clubs around at the moment with regards to money coming in. Arsenal at the moment in 10th place. Interesting, because some of the clubs ahead of them, Tottenham in 9th place. Chelsea in 9th place, Tottenham in 8th place, Liverpool in 7th, Manchester United in 3rd. At top of that list is Real Madrid. But Arsenal in 10th, but that will change this summer, because Arsenal, of course, after many, many, many years, are back in the Champions League. And that makes a massive difference to the amount of money that you earn over a season. If we can get back into the Champions League again this season, that's going to be huge as well. It really does make a massive difference. And what it will do is mean that in the summer, Arsenal will have more money available to spend on transfers. Expect us to sell a few players as well. There'll be players that, say, for instance, or Kieran Tierney, for instance, who's on loan, that Arsenal will definitely want to sell like permanently. There's going to be players like that, coupled with the amount of money that they get in for the Champions League. In the summer, we should be decently set to sign, go again quite big in the market. But at the moment in January, it definitely does seem very quiet indeed. One of the quietest transfer windows I can actually ever remember. And some of the big signings that maybe we hoped for, we're just not seeing those materialise right now at this moment. And not just Arsenal, no team. It looks like if deals are going to get done, a lot of them could be like loan deals. And one of the big ones, and probably the biggest one that's been talked about over the last week, has been Karim Benzema. He's been linked with this move away. There was the publication Marca yesterday saying that a meeting was going to be held with regards to his future and where he's going to end up going. They said that Manchester United had also entered the race to sign him. There's been talk of, obviously, Arsenal signing him, Lyon, which is the club where he started at, Chelsea. Everybody's been linked with this move to him. He's said to be unhappy over there in Saudi Arabia. But some quite big news, well, not quite big news regarding it. Karim Benzema actually, spoke about it yesterday. He spoke to L'Equipe, the French publication, and this is what he said. He said, it's completely false. completely false. This is what he said. He goes, it's completely false. The French media don't know what to invent anymore. The bigger, the better. So for me, that's it. He's not moving, right? However, that has not stopped literally every publication today from still going with Benzema to Arsenal, Benzema to Chelsea, Benzema to... It's crazy. But the player himself has said, I'm not going anywhere. You know what I mean? It's completely false, he said. Completely false. The French media don't know what to invent anymore. So what more can you say? I mean, and this is the thing. We're seeing a lot of rumours even coming out during this window that you think to yourself, you sure? Is it desperado on the part of some of the media outlets just to generate some stories? Because it is definitely quiet. But for me, that, seems like Benzema is definitely not going anywhere. Let's wait and see. We'll find out by February the 1st, whether he's moving or not. But it certainly doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Nuno Tavares, happy birthday going out to Nuno Tavares. It's his birthday today, 24 today. Will he be celebrating that at Nottingham Forest, or will he be on the move to Marseille? Of course, he's still an Arsenal player, but Arsenal is said to be very, very keen on doing business with Marseille to get some money in for Nuno Tavares, said to be around about £12 million, anything from 12 to 15 million they'd like to get in for Nuno Tavares. Nottingham Forest, on the other hand, don't want him to go. They want to keep Nuno Tavares. They've got a lot of players away at the moment at the African Cup of Nations. They see Nuno Tavares as an important part of their squad right now. Of course, he's on loan from Arsenal to Nottingham Forest, but they don't want to let him go. But Arsenal keen to get a deal done with Marseille. Again, one that we're going to have to keep our eye on and see what happens with by next week. Jorginho has been linked with a move away from Arsenal as well. Spoke about this one earlier on in the week with the links with Besiktas, also linked to Trabzonspor over there in Turkey. Both teams, of course, from Turkey. His agent, however, came out and said that he's staying at Arsenal, got no intention to leave Arsenal, that he's looking to stay with Arsenal until the end of the season. I'm glad by that news, because I wouldn't like to see him leave. I think he's going to be an important player in the squad from now to the end of the season, but certainly looking like Jorginho is going nowhere. Now, lots of news today about Joshua Zirkzee. I've spoken about him several times on the show. 22 years of age, Dutch player, playing for Bologna, formerly of Bayern Munich. Striker's been having a good season. 19 appearances, 7 goals and 2 assists. That's not too bad. It's not, amazing, but not too bad. But definitely a prospect that Arsenal are really interested in. And according to Gazzetta dello Sport, they said that Arsenal have set aside £43 million to sign Zirkzee in the summer. How they know that, I don't know the exact amount, but apparently they've set aside, according to Gazzetta dello Sport over there in Italy, Arsenal set aside £43 million to buy him in the summer. Of course, there's been this release clause of £34.3 million that was being talked about, but it was clarified last week by Bologna that release clause only exists for Bayern Munich, his previous club. For everybody else, they got to pay the rate. And, £43 million is what Gazzetta dello Sport are saying Arsenal will have to pay for him. Manchester United also very, very interested in signing him indeed. He's young. Is he the answer? He's a little more of a long-term player for me, but being linked with Arsenal today. And what about Jakub Kiwior? It's been heavily linked with a move to Italy. This week, it's all been talk of him moving to AC Milan. There's been previous links to Napoli. He was asked about it. I think his publication, Super Express, they asked him about it. And he says his comments were, it's definitely nice when clubs are interested in you. However, he's got no plans to leave Arsenal and he's fully focused on playing for Arsenal. His agent also was talking over in Poland, to the media over there. And he said that, Jakub Kiwior is going nowhere. He's contracted till 2028. He doesn't want to leave. Arsenal don't want him to leave. There's been no talks with any teams in Italy. It's only rumours, and Kiwior is staying put. And it makes sense. It'd be crazy at the moment to sell Kiwior unless they were bringing in another defender. Whether Kiwior will still be there in the summer with all these rumours around Matthias de Ligt coming in, who knows? But at the moment, Kiwior is a gooner. Now, let's get into a few of your comments from yesterday. Some great comments keep coming in. The gent next door says, Zubimendi is a morph of Partey and Jorginho. That's a midfielder we should have signed in the first place, not Havertz. Responding to all of those rumours yesterday about Zubimendi. Also asked you guys about Osimhen, if you take him at Arsenal. Tetamandis 9818 says Osimhen isn't going to Chelsea. They won't be in the Champions League next season. That's a great point. Arsenal got a good chance of signing Osimhen. That's if they really want him, if they really want to shell out that much money on a striker. My main man 90 says FFP is finally doing its thing. I want to see bigger risks from spending ludicrous money on all teams. Feels like smarter business that will help teams keep their good players and mid-teams from chucking money rather than developing smartly. And that's a good point. And it does look like FFP is finally starting to work. It should have been working years ago. You see loads of clubs just ignoring it. It looks like it's finally caught up with a lot of clubs now. Largiel says, big up Don Robbie. People who keep moaning... I like this one. He says, people who keep moaning that why you keep talking about transfers. Robbie does a transfer daily to talk about rumours. It's not called definitely incoming transfer daily. Don't watch it if you don't think nothing happens. But you're here for the comment in the comments talking about Robbie. He does good work to talk about the rumours, and you never know what will happen. Most of us enjoy watching Transfer Daily. Big up to Don Robbie. Thank you very much for that. I mean, I see a couple of people slagging me off in there. Listen, it's a slow transfer window. There's no denying that, right? You can see it right across European football right now. Clubs are not spending money. And actually, in January, normally, January is always quieter than the summer. You're not going to get any really big signings. Last season was crazy because of Chelsea and all the Saudi stuff going on. But it's been a very quiet transfer window. But we are here, like the gentleman says there, to talk about the rumours that have been spoken about every day. We bring them to you. We report them to you. Like he said, it's not a definite, but you never know what can happen. And like the last guy I just mentioned there, Jakub Kiwior, that came completely out of the blue last year. We had Havertz come completely out of the blue in the summer. You never know. So let's wait and see. Will Arsenal sign anybody before the deadline day arrives? We'll have to wait and see. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.